Hello Everpony, Prince Elagorn of Aquilonia here, and it's funny how my 1 year anniversary coincides with the Nightmare Night season. I knew I just had to do something to celebrate this fact, so I figured why not a special facing the fallout. So today we're counting down what I think are the most terrifying creatures in the story. Keep in mind, I've not read any real side stories besides chapter 20.5. I'm sure there are plenty of scary things they have to offer, but for this list, these are creatures just from the main story. Number 10, Rad Anything. They're oversized mutants, and they aren't always that friendly. 40-plus foot alligators looking to chomp away at ponies, small cottage-sized scorpions, pony-sized wild boars. While they're the easiest creatures on this list to avoid or destroy, you never want to run into them in a dark alley. Number 9. Bloat Sprites. Parasprites are bad enough with their voracious appetites. Now imagine them mutated by taint into blobby masses of meat-eating hate. Yeah, not fun. Number 8. Ghouls. As in the game, not all ghouls are bad. Ditsy-Doo, the Stable 1 ghouls, Steelhooves, Lionheart are all sweethearts and prove incredibly helpful to Little Pip and her friends. The danger comes when the putrefaction that rages and ravages their undead bodies finally reaches their brains. Then they devolve into typical flesh-eating zombies. And the Wasteland is dotted with them. Feral ghouls also have a tendency to hunt in packs, overwhelming victims before consuming them. It's gruesome stuff, to be sure. And then there's the corrupted broadcasters that some of the Canterlot ghouls possess. Sound amplification devices stuck permanently to on, broadcasting a frequency that can cause massive internal damage to anyone that hears it too long. Number 7. Mouse. Really? The cute little rodent in the hamster ball that accompanies Lionheart? Well, remember that Mouse used to be an ancient dragon. She is in fact the mother of all Canterlot dragons, including Spike. She used to guard the royal treasury, and the zebras used her to be the generating plant that kept the pink cloud going. In fact, when Lionheart and Mouse fight together, Mouse's tactic is to exit the ball and just exhale pink cloud onto her victims. And if you've read the story, or have read Blackjack's time in Canterlot in Project Horizons, you know the truly disgusting things pink cloud can do to ponies. Number 6. Dragons. Mouse is a good segue into the next big threat. That threat is dragons. From the truly ancient beast Red Eye used to fight the Enclave during the Battle of the Cathedral, to the baby dragon ghouls in Canterlot, to Mr. Topaz and his unquenchable taste for pony flesh, to Spike's frying on the Enclave soldier in his cave, and in his skill in taking out the Enclave during the battle for the tower, dragons are huge, beastly strong, impervious to most traditional weapons, and extremely overpowered. To face a dragon, the only way to win is to outwit them. And that's hard to do given that they have such sentience as ponies and can live for hundreds of years with ease, accumulating knowledge the whole time. Number 5. Hellhounds. Hellhounds are considered the most dangerous species in the Wasteland. Mutated diamond dogs, they stand as tall as a 2-story building, with very long razor-sharp claws and teeth for days. They are strong enough to rip apart power armor and concrete like it doesn't even exist. They burrow, staying out of sight, and they are fast. But they are flesh and bone, and so can be killed. It's hard to do though, and you have to have an extreme streak of luck if you manage it. It's always suggested to never confront them and avoid at all costs. They are territorial and the slightest thing can set them off. Number 4. Alicorns. The ultimate expression of the sad consequences of the goddess's misguided sense of love and of Twilight Sparkle's folly in playing God in her youth. The alicorns are perhaps the most insanely powerful species in the Wasteland. The creation of exposure to the impelled metamorphosis potion, alicorns were designed by Twilight herself to be as close in power to Luna and Celestia as a pony could ever hope to be. They have magical shields that protect them from any harm once raised, are fast adapting and learn from previous experiences, are physically resilient and fast healing. Each of the three breeds, distinguished by their green, blue, or purple coats, has its own specialty magic, and they're held together through a telepathic hive mind with the goddess. They are not meant to be cruel. Their goal is to unite all the Wasteland under the goddess's banner and help her create more alicorns, the species the goddess believes to be the superior expression of her unity philosophy. But when confronted in battle, they are very sadistic and like to spout one-liners at opponents that express their utter disdain for them. And they're very, very hard to kill. Number 3. Killing Joke. The Everfree Forest was not attacked during the Great War. Everything in it is much the same as it was before the Balefire. But for some reason, Poison Joke has evolved into the ultimate nightmare weed. Sentient, seemingly telepathic, honed into its victim's desires, and able to move as fast as a pony can run, the tendrils of the blue vine are omnipresent, and in the third act of the story proved to be extremely destructive. This is the thing that was responsible for Joke Blue, Amage's old girlfriend from her Wasteland Wanderer days, which took her mother and left her with her familiar blue coat. It's the thing that numerous times almost kills Little Pip and company. It's the thing Red Eye was trying to burn away for his development plans. It's also the thing that turned Fluttershy into a tree and forced her to watch her world die. It is a sadistic prankster beyond anything Discord would ever do, granting its victims their strangest or darkest wish. It could turn a stallion into a mare, or it could snap someone's neck, depending on what their desire is at the time. It doesn't matter if the thought is a joke or not. If it touches you, especially if you voice the desire out loud, you're fucking fucked. Number 2. Hospital Horrors. I tend to call these things the Maripony Abominations, but that's a misnomer on my part. They're actually encountered in the hospital at Old Olney rather than at Maripony proper. Twisted by taint into unrecognizable forms, they are not that tough, but they are strong, and use hypnosis to paralyze their prey. The real terror, though, is their mouths. They have multiple tentacle-like tongues and an insatiable lust, which is why my other nickname for them is the Tongue Rapers, because that is precisely what they try to do to Little Pip and Zenith, in what is probably the most squirm-inducing scene in the entire story. They are squicky, evil fucks and the ultimate in nightmare fuel. And finally, number 1, equines. This might sound a little harsh and unfair, but let's think about this for a second. Who started the Great War? Zebras and ponies. Megaspells and Balefire? Zebras and ponies. The Steel Rangers are ponies. The Alicorns were ponies. Red Eye and his slavers are ponies. Zenith, with her ninja skills and ability to rip hospital horrors apart with her bare hooves and PTSD-induced rage, is a zebra. Little Pip is a pony. The goddess used to be a pony. The Arbu cannibals are ponies. Raiders are ponies. The Enclave are fucking ponies. Equines are responsible for more destruction and terror than any other known species in the Wasteland, period. And that's why they are the biggest monsters in this story. Till next time, bye.